Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're checking out Matthew McConaughey's bizarre experience with posh British culture.
You did The Gentleman with Guy.
Yeah.
You spent a good bit of time, presumably,
The Gentleman.
enmeshing yourself
Yes.
into British culture. What did you learn?
Okay, hang on. The Gentleman. Gentleman. Right? Guy Ritchie, that's who he was meaning. Guy. I was thinking maybe Guy Pearce. Guy Ritchie. I dig his style. Okay, cool. I haven't seen it. Anyway, continue.
Presumably, enmeshing yourself
Yes.
into British culture. What did you learn while you were there?
Well, so there is still a royal dance to play the part
Oh.
and do, and that I found that interesting and quite entertaining. I remember, that everything there's a costume and a timing, and who goes here when, and here's how you sit there, and this
Oh,
is how you
gosh.
do this, and I found it very interesting, and
Pomp and circumstance.
yeah, it was all there, and I indulged and played that part and enjoyed.
Bit of whimsy.
Now, when I went out and they saw that I was actually a very good shot at pheasants, I got a few. Hey, I got a few attaboys.
Bring the American over here.
Hey, we like you now, right?
It's good with guns.
Wait, Matthew McConaughey went pheasant shooting? In the UK, what is the best option for a weapon when hunting game birds? Pheasants. A shotgun. Given that most are in flight rather than on the ground, a rifle would suck. With game birds, you are limited to 3-shot capacity on whatever firearm you use. In that definition, anything you could buy with a shotgun certificate would be fine. Legally, you could use a rifle, but a .22 LR semi-automatic with a fixed magazine capacity would still suck. Ammo choice is contentious. There are many rules on landowners' permissions and on organized shoots. Other regulation might be coming in even if you go clay shooting. I always forget that guns are outlawed, but not all of them, right? You can go hunting.
And then I remember this one though, where the I think the term is where the posh went overboard, but nobody seemed to notice it but me. And we were at this dinner, and it was one of those dinners where 24 people on this side, 24 people on this side. Mrs. is down there and Mr.'s down here. Mrs. has a 24-foot by 18-foot oil painting of herself over her chair, and Mr. has an 24-foot by 18-foot over his chair. And it was just
Weird.
just fucking great. Everyone had their own waiter that saw ding on time, and this is just absolutely great. Well, after the dinner, the youngsters, the sons and the daughters had come over with their friends, and they were it's also posh to smoke a cigarette, yes. And I remember this one kid flicking the ash. There's an ashtray right down the table, boom, on the carpet. And I was like, dude,
What?
and without even saying, he's like, no, man, it's more posh. I'm posturing. It's cooler to go. I can drop my ash on your $550,000 Persian rug than it is to put it in the ashtray. And I was like, well, that one, I think y'all went overboard. I think you went out of bounds on that one.
That's wild. Okay. Does posh stand for posture? Where does the term posh come from? For those who don't know the story, here it is. In ocean voyages between Britain and India, the most desirable cabins, I can't talk, the ones that didn't get the afternoon heat were on the port side out and on the starboard side home. These luxury tickets were supposedly stamped with the letters POSH. We have seen no tickets stamped with posh. We found no magazine articles talking about this fashionable mode of travel. Here's what we have found. Posh entered in the English language early in the 1900s in a wholly unnautical context to mean smart and stylish. Try though we might, we can't find any definitive information on the term. Well, nobody knows for sure. Maybe it means posturing.
Well, that one, I think y'all went overboard. I think you went out of bounds on that one. But the fact it was gamesmanship, but they were doing it, and consistently.
Isn't it fascinating?
Wow, y'all, I would feel bad for the servants. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could. I would use the ashtray. I'm not a posh man.
Isn't it fascinating? The Americans are basically blind to class. You've had to use the word posh almost in speech marks there.
Right.
It's like a word that
Yeah.
there is not a single school child that doesn't use the word posh
Yeah, I had to look it up.
in primary school once a day. in England.
Really?
Everybody
And it means class?
it means this person is well-to-do from a well-to-do background.
Okay.
And there's, I remember there was a guy that I played cricket with. Cricket's still a working-class sport in the UK. It's not necessarily upper class. It's a very working-class town. There was a kid who got A-class Mercedes used for his 17th birthday, which is when you can drive in the UK. And I was like, wow. Danny's from a posh family. I never really knew that much, but I knew he had money. He always had a nice kit. He always had new boots at the start of each season. But I was like, wow, he got a Mercedes. In retrospect, it's maybe a $7,000 car, $10,000 car, something like that. For me, I'm like, oh,
Mercedes,
posh,
though, bro.
Posh. Yeah. German.
Yeah.
Enjoy that maintenance bill.
Is there something though going on with the as the royal family and the king and the queen are losing power, and that's becoming is these millionaire exits?
Mm-hmm.
Is this still a bit of a how dare you become that wealthy in the private sector? You're not a royal, or
no? I certainly don't think with regards to that, but there is definitely skepticism around the monarchy at the moment, and I'm really not sure where I stand on that. One of my friends has a very compelling argument that we should do away with it. Doesn't like the word "Your Highness," higher than what. But also, what was it that you were just saying? Like, what have we got if we don't hold on to the culture and the things that people know us for? And I like the pomp and circumstance. When I graduated from Newcastle University, there's this 10-minute procession of different mace bearers, literally wielding medieval weapons, doffing their caps to different people in different sequences in order to show who and where and why.
Oh.
It's like, this is fucking cool.
whatever it is, it's still because America, whether we know it or not, we're hungry for ritual.
Hang on. What is this? What?
Different mace bearers.
Yeah.
Mace bearers. Like a ball and chain? Mace bearers. Ceremony? A ceremonial mace is a highly ornamental staff of metal or wood carried before a sovereign. All right. Maybe there's a video. Show me on YouTube. Okay.
I've been the mace bearer for 23 years, and when we became a university in '92, I was protege to Bob Lovett, who was the chief mace bearer, and then I moved into the role, and I've been doing it
What does
ever
it mean?
since.
The
mace was designed by students in MK building when we became a university. It is gold plated and silver plated. It's all marked, and it was the designs after it went to the jewellery quarter, and that's where sometimes it goes to be cleaned and whatever. It's usually only comes out for the ceremonial duties, or if anybody else turns up when the VC requires it.
That didn't tell me anything. Wow, even the speed you walk. What does it do, though? What is it for? Passing of the mace, okay. Okay. Oh, look at that one. What does it mean? What does it do? Columbia University's ceremonial mace. What is it? Mace bearer. When the mace was still in actual use as a weapon, it was deemed fit for close protection, and hence a mace bearer could be a bodyguard. The ceremonial mace symbolizes the power or status of a monarch, institution, or high dignitary. Okay, a sword bearer is similar to a mace bearer but carries a ceremonial sword rather than a ceremonial mace. That makes sense. The duty to carry ceremonial weapons in a procession or other formal occasion may be occasional, invested in office otherwise named, or give its name to the office either as a blah blah blah. It could also be like an usher. The mace is not given the same reverence as in Anglo-Saxon tradition. Indeed, there may be several ones carried at the same time by a staff of the staff master without any symbolism or tradition concerning the individual maces. Okay, that kind of gives me a better idea. It used to be a weapon, so I feel like back in the day, like you got the king walking through a crowd of peasants. They need somebody in front of them to like clear the way or show people they mean business. Don't attack the king, right? That kind of makes sense.
It's like, this is fucking cool.
Whatever it is, it's still, because America, whether we know it or not, we're hungry for ritual.
Yes.
And we don't have near as much ritual.
It's not established, right?
No,
There's trees that are older than your country.
Yeah, we're just puppies. I hope that you don't get watered down to where, because y'all have amazing ritual. Laugh, giggle at it or not, do it and appreciate it and go, this is a different place and it's been around a while. Yeah. Posh. It's class. Okay.
Yeah. A little bit well-to-do.
Okay.
Be sure to go to Chris Williamson and like and subscribe, y'all. That was interesting. Turn to face the table and lay the centenary mace, leaving enough room for the Esquire Bedell's mace at the front of the table. Walk to your seat and remain standing. Okay, all right. The mace. Look at this one. The mace.
Next up on our tour of the Alberta Legislature, we're going to look at some objects that play an important role in our daily proceedings.
Is this Canada? Okay, that ritual made it to Canada. Oh, University of South Carolina has it. Oh, okay. So I guess in America we do have this a little bit, but it comes from the English, or excuse me, the British. I'm still calling British. I'm still mixing up those terms. Grouper bites head off diver. Gotta watch this. Ow. Alright, well, that wasn't very interesting. The presentation of mace. You know, I guess the closest ritual that we have to something like what he's talking about would be at a college graduation ceremony, maybe a wedding, but not really. Personally, when I was a little kid, I was an acolyte at my church, and that just meant that I had a candle that I walked up to the podium with, and I lit a candle at the podium, and then sat back down, and then at the end of the service I would get up, take a little, light my thing from the candle, and then it had a little bell thing. You put out the candle at the podium, and then you walk off. It's supposed to symbolize, the ever-burning flame. When we left the room, we would just put the light out. The cigarette out, ashing your cigarette on the carpet seems kind of abusive in a way. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I would feel comfortable doing that. It could also start a fire. That's interesting that Matthew McConaughey said Americans are hungry for ritual. Yeah, I guess we don't really have much ritual. I'm thinking of holidays, religious stuff, graduations, weddings. We have a little bit of ritual, but yeah, I guess as a nation, it's nothing like in Britain. Nothing, I would imagine. I think a lot of the American rituals are based around commerce. January is New Year's Day. February, Valentine's Day. March, St. Patrick's Day. April, Easter. May, Mother's Day. June, Father's Day. August. What's in August? I feel like economy-wise, though, it's back to school. That's the big economic splurge there. Back to school clothes. September, Labor Day. October, Halloween. November, Thanksgiving. December, Christmas. Crazy. Well, this was interesting. Kind of a different video. But I'd like to thank my patrons. I'd like to thank my Buy Me a Coffee folks. Thank y'all for watching this with me, and I'll see you next time. Later.